Well, I'm moving right along on this Gabion wall project, and I've still been thinking about what I want to do for these stairs, and I think I came up with something, but I still don't think Gladys is 100% convinced, but I think we can make it work. Welcome back to the journey, folks. Let's load up, head up to the front, show you what I'm thinking about. All right, I made it up here to the front. So I've actually had these 6x6 posts I got from a buddy that we were going to reutilize these for the cabin build site up here for Mom and Dad, but when they decided not to live here anymore to go back to Texas, that project stopped. So we still have plans of doing stuff with this area of the property. You're gonna have to stick around for that, but for right now I'm gonna go ahead and use these 6x6s over for the stair project, but it's not going to be only wood. We are going to be doing something else. So regardless, I need to grab these, take them over there. So we got the timbers up here. Now, you probably had already noticed that I had a timber sitting in between the two baskets. So basically what I'm thinking, well, that one is a true 6x6 cedar post, and these are basically like what you buy in a store, right? So these are going to be 5.5. So I'm not going to be utilizing that one there. I will probably just use that some other location. But what I want to do is I want to be able to have a 5x5 sit kind of like where that is. I still need to kind of level that area out with rocks, and then I'm going to be making a step, but then backfilling it with rocks. So this step actually needs to come up a little higher, and then so I'm going to have the wood steps going up the hill, but then each landing basically of where the steps are going to be will be rock filled, but then I'm going to come back over that with something else to kind of cap it, and we will get to that in a little bit. So for right now, I need to fill this. That's already set in location of where it's going to be. It's the same distance from the house, and then if you kind of come over here, we can look down it and see that, I mean, they line up pretty well. So as this one curves, because we made this one curve, right? Because we have a curve basically right here in the driveway. So this one curves around until it gets to where the stairs are, and then from as that's curving, now that one's basically going to start staying straight as possible. Okay, and then the back side of that gate almost lines up perfectly with my stake down there, which is where I wanted it to go. So, I mean, if it's not 100% perfectly straight, no big deal. I mean, this thing, it bows, it curves, it does all kinds of stuff. So, I still need to put a few more wires. So, I didn't have the same materials like I did in this one. You kind of see I put like other pieces into here, right? But it was kind of the same thing because this one stepped down And that's the reason why it has those, you know, because this all steps down. Well, that one's not going to have that. So I do have one right here in the middle to be the main stabilizer right here in the middle. But then right now I'm just using wire. That way this thing doesn't bow out like a balloon. Because I don't know if you can see that on camera, but some of that one still does. Because I did not put any wire on that in those areas in between like I'm doing here. But now I still need to get a wire down here, a wire up here. So that'll be kind of covering that. And then same thing over here. A wire, and then I got plenty of rocks. I need to start moving rocks again, getting this thing filled up. So let me do that off camera. If you want to see how I did it, go over to that video. I'll link it up here in the corner. Go check it out. This is going to be done the exact same way. And then, yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, so this is where I'm at so far. Now, obviously, it's not completely full yet. That right there is 2 loads. But I do have the area where the stairs are going to go basically done. So I just want to make sure that this cage isn't going to move, right? So now I need to bring in a load of the small rocks to be able to place here, get a nice level platform going. And then I need to cut my first timber, set that down. That's going to be my first step. Now I want that first step, obviously, everything's going to be right around 7 inches because you want steps to be, you know, roughly 7 inches high. So by the time I get some gravel going down, that first step is going to be almost as wide as my baskets, but I need to be able to set another board almost right here at the end of where my baskets are. That'll give me a nice good first step, but it'll also give me another timber that I can put right here in front of where my French drain is, and it will allow me to put another thing of rock behind it, and I won't be having anything setting on top of that French drain other than rock. So, all right, fire up the tractor, I guess. Let's bring in some rocks. I need a rake. Where's my rake? $45.50. All right. I am going to have to watch where I cut in these beams, because it does still have hardware and screws and stuff like that, but I think for the most part, you know, I'll be able to see any of that stuff. And the easiest way for me to cut these beams, good old Stihl Farm Boss. So This is a MS 271 Farm Boss. Normally it doesn't let me down. I should already have fuel and oil in it. Beam. Well, I guess I need to go get a level so I can make sure these are level. But then I'm also going to be drilling a hole in these and shooting some rebar down just to make sure that they're staying in place. And then once they're in place, I gotta backfill it. All right, Anson, I thought you said you wanted to drill a hole and put a rebar in there. I do. But also need to track down my drill, my bigger drill. So I'm going to go ahead and put those in there for now. And then that way my board won't want to move. So now I can come up here and really get these rocks laid in. Kind of throw you all over the place, maybe. But, and this is the big rocks too. This is all drainage rock for the most part, right? It's all 2-inch. I mean, you can see how size between 2, 3. I mean, it's supposed to be 2-inch clean, is what they call it. But that right there is good. To where now I can put my other beam up here, and that should give me, what did I do with my tape measure? I left it up in the tractor. See, that's why it never fills. Sun's also getting down low, so I'm gonna get into the end of my day. Gladys still isn't back yet from things that she had going on. She was supposed to paint today, and I told her, I was like, if you don't get it done today, you're going to have to wait until next Wednesday. So, yeah, but got some stuff going on with Nick, with the teen. So, she's probably dealing with that, I'm sure. And that's the reason why, obviously, family is always going to come first before anything else. So, with that being said, let's see what other size timber I need. Oh, I was going to see. So if I put another timber here, roughly, because I want to have at least a 12-inch. I mean, between 10 and 12. Yeah, see, that should be good. If I put the other timber right in here, and it stays off my pipe. So let me get another timber down, and let's see what it looks like. And I went ahead and threw in another one too, just so you kind of see what we're doing. So yeah, I probably only need to do 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 more to get me up to basically the level that I want to be, and then we'll be able to backfill. Now I'm still debating like what I'm wanting to do, I'm probably going to get some larger rocks, because I got some really big rocks over here to kind of put right here at the sides, you know, kind of as I'm going up. That way it will allow me to backfill that, you know, behind the cages without really having to do like a whole lot. I mean, I was thinking about doing wood, but I think I'll just stick with the rocks. The rocks won't go anywhere. And then, yeah, once I can drill holes in these timbers, like, and I had this one, had a screw, I'll have to take that out. But I'm also going to kind of fill in these gaps too with some finer, I'll probably get sand just to be able to get a nice level compaction down here. And then we're actually going to cap these with concrete. So I need to pour those off site, basically the size that I need. And then we're just going to lay those on top like actual steps, and I'll hang those over a 1/2 inch. So right now my distance is 11.5. So I'm going to be making my steps 12 inches wide. It'll give me that 1/2 inch overlap. So yeah, I think it'll look nice. But right now, sun's going down and it's just about time for dinner. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, welcome back to the next day. Found my drill, and I got my drill bit, and I went ahead and knocked out the first step. But I'm gonna go ahead, and I also went to the store to get the rebar that I needed. But I'm gonna go ahead and drill the rest of the holes to the timbers I currently have on the ground, get those set in place. And then I went ahead, I double thought about it overnight. I slept on it, as they say, of what I wanted to do for the sides. So since I'm going to be filling the ground back up, not quite to the very top of these Gabion walls, but enough to where I'm going to need something as a sidewall. And I still have enough timber that I think I'm going to go ahead and put at least 2 timbers down to create that sidewall. And then it's not a lot, right? I mean, less than a foot. And then I'll probably try to throw some rebar into that. I didn't plan for that when I was at the store getting the rebar, so I'll probably have to go back to get some more rebar at some point. I can do that later, but I think just setting them in place, they're not going to go anywhere. At least they shouldn't go anywhere. And then, because I'm not going to be backfilling today, so, but we'll get them set in place regardless. Well, without further, let's just go to work. Let's just go to work. Ow. Hot pitch. Now, if you're wondering hey, you're drilling down into the rocks, isn't that going to dull your bit? Well, this actually has a corkscrew on the end of this, so it's pulling the drill bit down on its own. I'm not pushing it down. I'm actually, once it gets going and I feel that it's pulling the drill down, I'm actually pulling back on it just a hair, enough to where I can feel it whenever it's done grabbing. I know this is at the end, and it will actually stop drilling. So I'm not digging into the rocks. this one's going to be really close to where the pipe was. Or you know what? I could probably make this step a little bit wider. Okay, we're going to be doing a change of plans here on the fly. So obviously I'm going to be having one smaller step right here in the front. And then I think what I'm going to do, which means I would need less timber for the actual stair fronts, because I'm going to move that one back. And it'll be almost like a stair, a platform, a stair, a platform. So I would only really need to have one more beam, which I already have basically there. That way it would leave me these three here for the sidewall that I can put in. So basically I would need to have one full one to be able to put in, and then cut the other one in half, and that will be on top, and that will be plenty for what I need. Anything else, if I need to go any higher with anything else, I got big old rocks I can put on the top, and that'll be plenty. Because you can already see pretty close to like where I have this dirt here is about as high as I'm going. I'm really not going any higher than that. So from where the rocks are now, I'm going up to here, give or take. So 2 beams will definitely get me there. All right, well, let me clear this out right here. Let me clear this out right here with the backhoe, and then let's get these side beams put in, and then we'll do the other stairs. That's hitting. Big rocks on this side too. I do 6 footers. So that would leave me a 6, a 4, and a 2. Yeah. So if I do need to come up a third, I think that'll look all right. Guess I need a bigger level. Alright, so I just went ahead and kind of put stuff in the place of like where I think it's going to go for the most part. I still need to take this down. That bottom one's not level. I need to remove some more dirt over there. But yeah, I think this is kind of what I'm going to go with. And then I do have some of these timbers, which I thought I had some longer ones. But I do have some of these that I can even screw this stuff together, like on the back side where it's going to be filled in with dirt. But those timbers down at that end is going to be underground. These timbers here that you see, so the 6 foot long ones, no, 4 foot long ones, those will still be, they're like right at ground level. So you'll be able to see this, you'll be able to see that. I went ahead and left the horseshoe on there from my friend's house. And then kind of do that, and then we'll get stuff backfilled and just kind of continue. It's going to stay rocks for a while until I'm able to do concrete. But yeah, I think it's looking all right. Okay. Yeah, she just jumped the whole thing.
Another one, ready?
Come on, Willow.
Come on, Willow.
Come here.
Come
Come
on.
here. Good girl. Good girl. There we go. I'm going to call this project Check in the Box. So another project done. And if you continue to enjoy our journey that we call life, then go ahead and hit that subscribe. It's greatly appreciated. Share us out, help us grow. And if you'd like to stick around a little bit further on this journey we call life, YouTube suggests that you watch this video right here. I actually have the whole year's playlist. No, scratch that. I'll put the playlist to the Gabion wall project over here on this side. And the icons up here at the top make it easy to subscribe both here and to our side channel. Go check that out. It's greatly appreciated. And last but not least, always get out there, thank a veteran every chance you get, not only on Veterans Day. We'll see you on the next one. Later, friends.